today, we only have one objective on this topic, and that is to learn how to use manual journal in posting the amortization of prepayments. Now, let's go back to basic first and define what is a prepayment. A prepayment is when you pay an invoice or make a payment for more than one period in advance. An example of prepayments are rent, license, insurance, subscription. As to the amortization, amortization is the recognition of expense over a period of time when such expense is incurred. Now, the challenge here is how you can incorporate the amortization in Xero. Before I will be discussing amortization, let's discuss first how you will properly record the prepayments. So, for example, if you are directly paying to the bank, you can actually create the spend money immediately. For example, subscription, for license renewal. But if a company is doing a proper process of approving PO, creating a bill, then paying to the bank, you can do that as well. Now, I'll demonstrate on how you will be creating or recording prepayments using a bill. I will illustrate, by the way, today, the prepayment recording of rent. As you all know, out of all items I've mentioned as an example of prepayment, rent is quite tricky because we have as well a standard, or the IFRS 16 newly implemented standard, where if the lease is more than 12 months, you are required to apply the IFRS 16. But unfortunately, I will be discussing only the basic or 12 months or less than rental agreements. So basically, you will only apply the old standard, which is recording it as a prepaid rent. Okay, so let's have a example like rent landlord here, and let's record based on my information here. Let's start July of 2020 and a due date of 30 days. So let's make this an annual rental with a 4 installment, meaning 4 payments equally divided. Now, for the rental, I'll just put it here, July to December 2021. I'll just copy very quickly, January to March 2022. Is that correct? No, sorry. July to September 2021. July, August, September, yeah. And then October to December. January to March. Then April. Yeah. Okay. So let's have this example. Prepaid rent. So I will be recording this as prepaid rent. So majority of us knows that Xero is recording a bill immediately and you are paying this immediately to the bank. Now, here's a trick, because we have as well a standard of a cutoff of expense, the proper valuation of the prepaid rent, and the proper valuation of accounts payable. So if you're going to approve this and immediately pay to the bank, there's a question of the rightful valuation of prepaid rent. So possible your prepaid rent is bloated. So we would suggest that instead of paying this bill directly to the bank, pay it first to a rental payable or lease payable in order for you to have a proper valuation, and you can adjust it using the manual journal. So I will discuss why we have such process. So I will be paying as a whole amount entirely to rent payable. So this is kind of one of the alternative way in order for you to properly record the rentals, and you will not have an issue later of the valuation of both accounts, prepaid rent and accounts payable. I will go to the accounts ledger. So we would see the effect of our posting. So basically, we have an accounting related background already, and I think I don't need to discuss the basics here. So prepaid rent and rent payable. So I'll just have to run the reports or the ledger here. So as you can see, the rentals are here and the rent payable of 100,000 is here. Now, if you want to remove, if you have a cutoff of, for example, I want to generate a report as of September 2020. In the accounting perspective, you are not actually allowed to recognize the remaining balance or the outstanding prepaid rent, which is due later For example, your rent checks are dated July, October, January, and April. So basically, as of end of September 2021, the obligation to pay the second part of the check doesn't arise until October will happen, okay? So what you will do here, I would suggest using a manual journal to reverse the entry. So reverse the entry for the 3 checks here, 1, 2, 3, which are for October to December, January to March, and April to June. So rent adjustment, I will put here prepaid rent adjustment for October to December 2021. And I will date it as of July just to reverse everything. And what I will do, I will use the auto reversing date, meaning with this reversal, I will be reversing as well when the time comes that this prepayment arises already. So it will arise in October 2021. Okay, just let me post this entry so you will understand the effect in our ledger. Prepaid rents. So 25,000 and 25,000. So that's it. Then I will post this. I will do that to the remaining 2 checks, which is due on, wait, I will put here January to March 2021. And then still the same. And reverse this with the second check, 1st of January of 2022. Next, I will do again in the 3rd check. So basically, after this adjustment, we will be correcting the valuation of prepaid rent and the rent payable. So in 1st of April 2022. Okay, so I will post this now and let's check how the ledger will look like. So basically, as of July, my prepaid rent is only 25,000. So this is for July, August, and September. Okay, so it's properly evaluated. With the same with payable, I have also a 25,000 due, current dated check due for July to September. So basically, when you reconcile in the bank, instead of paying to the bill, you will pay immediately to rent payable, meaning you can actually create a future dated entry, spend money for all the 4 checks. 4 checks, rent to landlord. So for example, I am paying July. This is the 1st check for rent to September 2021. And that's it. And I will rent payable. What I will do instead of creating individually, I will just copy the entry. Okay, I'll just copy the entry. And this one, this will be due in September. So I'll be putting 2nd check. Yeah, sorry, this is October 1. Yeah. October to December 2021. And rent payable. And then next check would be January. Of 2022. And this time, January to March 2022. That's the 3rd check. And lastly, the 4th check. So just bear with me. I will be posting this so you will understand the effect in our ledger. And April 2022. April to June 2022. And this is the 4th check. So you can post that, these future dated rental payments, then let's run the report until next year. Okay, I will run the report until June of 2022. So you will have a full understanding and overview of what I am doing. right now. Okay, so as you can see, so my reversal is reversed as well in later date, October, January, and April. So when I amortize it, it's properly amortized as well, and it will be evaluated properly. As to the rent payable, as you can see here, the amount has been reversed here. So it's reversed in October here, and then the payment. Okay, reverse, then the payment. Then reverse, then the payment, reverse, and the payment. So that's the effect of the entry I did earlier. So basically, the rent payable has no issue in terms of valuation, and at the same time with your prepaid rent. Now, the missing piece of our puzzle right now is the amortization of prepayments. So I mentioned earlier, the manual journal is the key to amortization. So when you are posting the amortization of the prepayments, you have two options. First, you can do a posting on a monthly basis, like you manually post it individually on a monthly basis. Or in the second option, you do the repeating manual journal. So I will be showing you quickly of how you will do the simple manual journal. So basically, you will be required to do the narration, the date, and then do the description here, and you select the account. So you just post it, and that's the manual thing, and you do it on a monthly basis. But the efficient way, or the most efficient way of amortizing, is using the repeating manual journal. And how you will be doing that is you do this. Okay, so first you date the first manual journal on the first month of amortization. So basically, it's in our example earlier, it's July of 2021. So you have an option to date it first day of the month or last day of the month. It depends on you. And then this amortization is valid only, or you are planning to amortize it in 12 months because this is annual rental. And then you will have an option here to the end of the amortization. So meaning you will have like a termination, like the last date of posting. So you will not have to worry if you will forget about this entry, because Xero will stop the posting for you. Okay, so basically you just have to be careful. When you date it June 30, there's a possibility that Xero might have a confusion on the end date of posting and your journal date. So you have to be careful. If you're dating your first journal date on end of the month, I suggest when you put an end date here, so basically, if you want to end it in June 30 of 2022, add 1 day at least allowance. So date it 1st of July of 2022. So properly, there is a proper cutoff. June 30 will still be posted. Okay, so you have an option to save as draft or post, but I suggest you do the posting. You will not have to worry if you post it incorrectly. I will show you as well that you have the ability to void any misposted, incorrectly posted amortization. So in the narration, I will put here rent amortization. For the period, instead of putting a month, I would suggest as well that you put or insert a placeholder here. So you will not have to worry on when is the month, or when you are posting, it is properly posted and the month is stated. Okay. Then you will do the rent expense and prepaid rent for this. So in order for you not to be posted using a tax rate of tax exempt, you change the setting from no tax to tax exclusive or inclusive, and then select no VAT. Okay. If you are doing a tracking category, you can also use that. Then we have also a shortcut key here where there is a calculator in a manual journal. So if you don't have a calculator, you can actually compute it here. So 25,000, you just have to divide it in 3 months, and Xero will just compute it for you. Okay, then let's post this entry, and that's it. It has been posted. So under repeating tab in the manual journal, you will see that the rent amortization is posted, and it is a repeating manual journal every 12 months. Did I? Wait, I will check again. So in this case, so for example, I mistakenly put a 12 months instead of one amortization. What I will do, I just need to go to the posted and click here, the rent, and void. Okay, you don't have to worry. You can void multiple manual journal just in case you incorrectly posted any amortization. So I'll just repeat the process all over again earlier. So July 31st and repeat every month. End date July 1st of 2022. And I will post this. So don't forget to review your repeating manual journal. So you will check if it's properly posted. So it repeats every month, and the next journal entry will be posted in September. So basically, since the next journal entry is September, I am expecting that there are 2 journal entries already posted. And I will check, it's dated July and August. So I will check as well the ledger. And in the ledger, you will see here the amortization. So basically, if I run the report as of September, I will be seeing a 1-month prepaid rent balance. Okay, so at the end of September, at the end of this month, I will be expecting a posting of my prepaid rents. So I just discussed the prepaid rent because that's kind of complicated. But as to the license, subscription, it's straightforward entry. Either you do it in the spend money in the bank, and then you create immediately the repeating manual journal and you update your manual schedule. So you just use the ledger as your guide in creating your manual prepayment schedule.